Hello, lovely year ones, and hello to all our parents as well. Welcome back. It is Monday, the 22nd of February, and it's our first day back after our half-term break. So a massive welcome back. I hope you had a really nice half-term, and I hope you're feeling nice and rested and ready to go for the next however many weeks of home learning. Hopefully, we can all be back together very soon. Okay, so for today's English lesson, we are going to be thinking about what you did over the half-term breaks. You've just had a whole week off. I'm desperate to know what you got up to. So it's going to be quite similar to what we used to do with our weekend rights. Now, on a Monday morning, we would always come in, we would draw a picture of what we got up to, and we would start our weekend right. That is what we're going to get going with today. And parents, this is going to form an elicitation, which is sort of a cold right, which is what some schools refer to it as a baseline for our children. And then in 3 weeks' time, we'll do another right, and we'll see how much extra grammar they can include. So, first of all, then, I want you to turn to your talk partner. This is this boy's talk partner. This is Dad. And tell your talk partner everything that you did over half term. Now, I imagine that most of you will have been with your talk partners over half term, because your talk partner will probably be a grown up or an older brother or sister. So actually, you'll have spent a lot of time with them over the last week, sorry. But I want you to tell them as if they are a stranger, or as if they are someone from the class, or if you're telling me what you got up to instead, okay? So don't leave out any details. Or if you are able to, you're feeling super social today, you might like to give somebody a little FaceTime. Maybe you'd like to ring a grown-up or a grandparent or maybe somebody in the class, and have a little chat with them, maybe a video call about everything that you got up to over half term. I think it'll be really nice for you to talk about this, and parents, it's really important for the oratory side of this task is to talk about what they've been up to, and to also have people ask them questions about what they did. Okay, so I want you to have a little think about these key questions then. This first question is, who did you spend time with? So maybe you spent time with a lovely pet of yours. It's a very big dog. Maybe you spent time with your family. Maybe you spent lots of time with mummy or daddy specifically. Maybe you spent time with your brothers or sisters. Who did you spend your time with? Okay, where did you go? Now, maybe you stayed at home, or maybe you went somewhere. So I've got some examples here. Maybe places that you went, maybe Fulham Park here, maybe up onto the moors, up on the Beacon. Maybe you just stayed at home, maybe you played in the garden, all those different places that you might have gone over half term. So far we've got, who did you spend time with? Where did you go, or where did you stay if you stayed at home? Did you do anything fun? So maybe you played in the garden and you played on some swings, or you had fun. Okay, maybe you played a really fun game at home. Maybe you did some baking, or you did an activity with a grown-up, or with a friend, or with a sibling. Maybe it was virtual, so maybe it was over the internet, or maybe it was in person. Maybe you built something that you're really proud of, or maybe if you took part in our experiment or in our really fun task before half term, maybe you received a card or a letter from somebody in the post. That's really fun as well. So these are the things that I got up to over half term. I'm going to show you them so you've got a bit of an example. Now, my half term was really, really lovely, very, very relaxed, as you would expect in a lockdown. I had lots of really nice walks. I tried to have a walk or a run every day, and I had lots of things like early nights, lie-ins, nice dinners, and just tried to really look after myself. I hope you've been doing the same thing, grown-ups and children. So this is this is a couple of things that I did over the half term. I walked into town and I went on the Barbican, and I went up onto the Hoe, and it was a really, really sunny day. I did that on Thursday. It was a really sunny day, and it was really beautiful. I had such a nice walk just on my own, and then I also went up onto the moors, and on the moors I did something called geocaching. which I'm going to talk about a little bit in a moment. That was something really lovely that I did over half term. That was great. It did rain a bit though. So this picture, you can see that it's not raining, but it did rain while I was up there. And I also caught up with lots of my friends over video calls. That was really nice. Lots of my teaching friends that are Woodland staff as well, but also my friends and family that I haven't seen in a long time. That was really nice to have time to be able to do that. So this is what I am going to do for my work today. Okay, so for my weekend or half term write, this is what I'm going to write about. This is my favourite thing that happened, so I'm going to write about this as the main thing. I went up onto the moors. I actually walked up to the moors. It was a very, very long walk. And when I got there, I did a thing called geocaching. Now that is cool. That's a thing where you have a look around all the rocks, and under the rocks there's actually something hidden. You can see this is what I found. This is the geocache that I found. It was really exciting. And in this little box that was hidden under a rock, there was a mini penguin inside, and I got to write my name and write my friend's name that I live with, and we put our names in there ready for the next person to find. Geocaches are everywhere, and there's lots up on the moors, and it's a really fun thing to do. So I did that, and I also have loved this half term seeing the first bits of spring, because spring is our brand new topic for our topic lessons. We are looking at Hello Spring and all the different things that happen within spring and learning about them. So if you noticed anything over the half term to do with spring, then you might also like to write about that to really impress me. If you don't know much about spring, or you don't know what spring is, that's okay. That's what we're going to learn about. But I noticed in my front garden, as I was leaving for my walk on the moors, that there are daffodils that are starting to sprout. I haven't got any flowers yet, but I can see they are starting to grow. And my class know that I love plants, so it was really lovely to see my daffodils. I was really pleased with that. So these are my things that I am going to write about them. And this is what your page will look like. Grown-ups, you may feel like your child might like to write more than this, maybe that they only get a few words on each line. Feel free to do this on a totally separate piece of paper. You don't have to print this, absolutely no problem at all. Okay, so at the top you will have a blank space to draw a picture about something that you got up to over half term. Now you can see this is me on the moors, and I could probably do a bit more detail, but I think maybe if I get a bit tired when I'm writing, I could maybe finish my sentence and then come back to my picture to finish it. I think that might be a really good idea. So let's get going with my write then. So I'm going to write about the fact that I went onto the moors, that I was spending time with my friend, and I saw some beautiful daffodils. Okay, so how I'm going to write my sentence. Shall I just start with I went to the moors? Yeah, that's quite a good way to start it. Maybe if I want to really push myself, I could write over the half term. That would be a really good sentence starter. Maybe I could use my sentence starter map that's in files, and I could think of a really good way to start my sentence. Maybe. Okay, so my sentence then. Let's have a go. Okay, so I'm going to write in the half term, I went on them. I've forgotten what I was going to say. Oh no, I forgot what I was going to say, and I haven't written for a whole week. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go back to doing think it, say it, write it, check it. Oh, okay, right. I'm going to start again. I'm going to remind myself. In the half term, I went onto the moors. Or maybe I could write, I went to Dartmoor. Yes, I like that. In the half term, I went to Dartmoor. Think it, I've said it. In the half term, I went to Dartmoor. Now I'm going to write it. In the half term, I went to went to Dartmoor. I put a capital letter there because it's the name of the place. I went to Dartmoor, and I had in the half term, I went to Dartmoor, and I had, I'm going to use a conjunction there, I had fun with, tricky word, I had fun with my, I can't remember how to spell what my, I think I'm going to have to use my tricky word sound mat, okay, my tricky word mat, and I had fun with I found it on there, I remember this is a tricky word, so I know it's got that silent I in it, full stop. Now, I have made this quite a complicated sentence. If you don't want to make yours quite as complicated as this, that is absolutely fine. I'm just doing this because this is what I would love to see as a challenge, okay? Now, I am looking for about 2 to 3 sentences, at least. If you think your child can do more than that, that's great. If your child is slightly reluctant because it's first Monday after half term, don't stress too much about it. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to complete your half term or weekend write and take a picture of it, and I can't wait to read them all and see what you've been up to. So exciting. Take care, everybody. Bye.